Hey guys, welcome to another reading on my channel, The Wisdom of Intuition. Today we will be trying to find an answer to your question. You can ask any type of question you would like, and do bear in mind these are general readings, so not all information might be suitable for your answer, or you can make it fit in certain ways that you see fit. Bear that in mind once you enter your pile. Of course, if you're drawn to more than one piles, do look at all of those and then make one message for yourself from all the information that will come out. You can choose from 3 different piles, which are pile 1, Amazonite, and the card 39. We have pile 2, Amethyst, and the card 52. And pile 3, Citrine, and the card number 14. If you need time to choose your pile, you can pause the video. If you already know which one is yours, I'll see you in your pile. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this Amazonite crystal, and this crystal has a message for you. It says that you should be calm like the sea and fiery like fire. It's like bridging the gap between two opposites. It's like being able to adjust to a situation, to be maybe a bit more calm in one situation, and they're a bit more fiery and enthusiastic and passionate in another situation. So it doesn't have to be either or, it can be and. You can be both, and you can find a beautiful balance between the two to know when to use which. Okay, this is a message that I'm getting from this crystal right off the bat. But let's dive into the reading. You've got the card number 39. There's this woman with this beautiful bird. And what I feel for you is that you have something very precious in your life, something that means a lot to you, pile 1. And this thing or this person, whatever this is, has a major influence on the choices you make. I feel like you would be able to choose differently if this person or this situation wasn't a part of your life. And I'm not saying this in terms of, I wish this wasn't here so your life would be better. I'm not saying that. I'm actually thinking something quite the opposite. I feel like this is something that makes you softer, something that stirs you into the right direction, something that makes you think of the choices you're about to make. So somebody or something is dependent on you here, and you cherish this a lot. And this is why all of your actions, all of your choices are very well thought through, okay? It's not an impulsive thing. However, I feel like this situation has made you a bit how would I say this? You have been stuck in a certain way of acting, in a certain character that you've been playing, and you are not allowing yourself to be more open, more ambitious, a bit more passionate about what you want for yourself in life because of this. And I feel that the reading wants to tell you, the cards want to tell you that it's perfectly okay for you to care about this thing so much, but you can be fiery and ambitious as well, and you can find that perfect balance between the two. Neither of the things have to suffer. So if you do have great fondness for whatever this is, but as well as a desire to do something more for your life and for yourself, both can be achieved to a certain degree. Of course, if you are trying to get your life to become super successful, but you have a lot of people depending on you, it's going to be a lot harder, or maybe even not realistic, if you have to put all of your focus into this. so the other thing cannot grow. But if you find a good balance between the two and your expectations are not way too high up, I feel like you can maintain a good work-life balance, or whatever these two things are. I feel like you can get that perfect sweet spot where you can be quite happy and content with your life and be somebody who has achieved a lot in both areas. So it doesn't have to be either or. So let's clarify this a bit. What is the answer to Pile 1's question? What do Pile 1's need to know? What does Pile 1 need to know? We have addict. Light attribute helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. And shadow attributes compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. And we'll pull one more. What does Pile 1 need to know about their question? What's the answer here? And we have Queen. Light attributes radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. And shadow attributes becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. Okay, a lot of red color here, which is quite interesting, and this is why I felt this Amazonite had such a powerful message for you today. You can be calm and you can be fiery. It's like you have both opposites within yourself, but one has been suppressed for a long time. And I feel now is the time for you to actually bring those in balance. So definitely there is something or somebody here that affects how you think, how you feel, and how you act. And it is becoming a weight on you because your decisions now rely entirely on this situation or this person. And it's no longer healthy for you. It's addictive. So you have become addicted to this person or this situation, addicted to their opinion, their approval. And I feel it's not a good thing for you, Pile 1. And when you find a better way to manage this situation or this relationship, everything will shift for the better. And I feel like you need to take your throne. You need to take your rightful spot, which is the queen, somebody who rules. And we got the queen instead of a king because of the nurturing side of you that we see here. Okay, there's nothing wrong in you being the queen, regardless of your gender. Okay, this is just an archetype that tells us that you can be in that feminine energy, that you have your authority as a queen to protect. And I do feel like if you were to really step into that role, you will find a better place for this situation or person, because here you're more like a motherly figure rather than an independent person who has something or someone in their life who they care for. Okay, and there's nothing wrong in being a mother, but at some point you need to stop mothering and start treating the other as an adult. So however this applies to your situation, think about it, because this is very important. And a lot of this red that I'm getting here, it's about your passion. A lot of your passions have been put aside because of this. And I feel it's time for you to connect to those passions and that spark that's inside of you, because it hasn't died. It's still there. It is waiting for you to come back to it and light that fire up. Okay, let's clarify this with the tarot. What does Pile 1 need to know about the answer to their question? We have the Page of Wands. We have the Eight of Wands. Again, a lot of fire here. If you are a fire sign, this is an extra message for you, an extra confirmation. We have the Nine of Pentacles. The Six of Cups. We have again Wands, 9 of Wands. And the Ace of Cups. Again, fire and water. We do have some pentacles here, which is earth, but your reading is primarily, like I said in the beginning, fire and water. And you need to combine those two elements within you. I feel like there's an alchemic process that needs to happen for you to be able to do that. So something needs to be transformed, morphed into something bigger. And what I see here is that you have forgotten your passions. You have forgotten your dreams. You have walked away from those because you had something else you needed to take care of, or someone else. But now is the time to reconnect with your wants, with your desires, with your passions, with your dreams. What did you dream of when you were a little kid? What did you dream of becoming when you will become an adult? And I feel like you need to get back to that, because if you are going to stay in this position, not moving, not taking care of your spark, it's going to be a heavy burden. It's going to become even heavier in the future. And again, this situation might feel at the moment like you have to choose between the fire and the water, but that's not really the case. You can have both. But you need to find the right amount of focus, time, and effort and resources you're willing to invest in either of those areas. So that balance can be different for a lot of you here in Pile 1. So somebody might put in a lot into their passions and a lot less into this situation, and it can be quite the opposite, or it can be 50-50, 60-40. So you have to find the right amount of how much you want to invest in one thing and how much into the other for you to be happy and content here. And that can vary for a lot of you here. So I'm not going to talk about reaching 50-50 because I feel it's not the answer for all of you. It has to be the amount that you are satisfied with, that brings you joy. Okay, and it might take a bit of time for you to find the right amount, the right percentage, but I feel it's going to be possible for you. And I feel like a lot of you have like old notebooks or maybe files where you used to write down your passions, your ideas, what you wanted to do. And I think you should find that and read it. Remind yourself of your passions, of your spark that is inside of you, because I feel like you have forgotten Pile 1. That will help. That will definitely help your situation. Let's pull some advice for you, Pile 1. What do you need to hear as guidance, as advice for this situation? Celestite, soothe your soul. Yeah. So again, we see the contrast between this fire, and again, this deck has a lot of blue color, and I do not believe in coincidence. I feel like this is an extra message for you, Pile 1, and you need to think through this message. What does it mean to you? How does fire show up in your life, and how does water show up in your life? And then see the connection and the relationship between the two, because we need to soothe your soul. We need to find a calm way of addressing the situation, to accept, okay, this was a part of my life that I had to go through, but now I can do something better. I don't have to resent anybody. I don't have to regret anything. I can just simply acknowledge that this was a part of my journey that I had to go through, and now I can move on to the next one with positive expectation. And we have smoky quartz, let it go. Yes, let it go. Don't worry about any doubt. Don't worry about self-esteem that you feel like you might be lacking, because I feel like you have everything that is needed to succeed. You only have to go for it, Pile 1. I do feel like you are a very brave person. A lot of fire here talks to me in terms of water, fire signs from Aries, especially Aries, but of course there can be Sagittarius, there can be Leo as well, but I feel like the Aries energy, the number one, you need to start. There's a new fresh start coming for you if you connect to this fiery energy. And I feel like you can balance it out with this water energy because you had this experience. You will not be self-centered. You will have a good balance here. So don't be afraid. Step into your power and go forward, Power One. This was your reading. I hope it helped. If you liked it, you can always give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment. It does mean a lot to me and to my channel. It helps me grow it. So if you do like this types of reading, support it. And I hope that I see you in the next reading. Bye, guys. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Amethyst. And this amethyst is very special because it has chipped. This top has chipped somewhere in the past. And I feel like this is a message for you, Pile 2. It's like you have lost your connection to the higher purpose. You have lost your connection to the divine. And you are struggling in the physical. You're struggling with the lower chakra energy. And because there's this tip, this top of the crystal that is missing, I feel like your crown chakra is also in a way not open enough for you to receive that wider approach, wider, broader picture to see what's actually going on in your life. But we'll see how this fits into the reading. We will start with the card that you chose, which was the card 52. And I'm getting heavy Mars energies from this card, like very, very combative, very determined, warlike behavior. I feel like you have set your mind on something and you are willing to do whatever it takes, fight whoever and whatever comes your way in order to get there. It's like you're ready to walk over dead bodies just for you to be able to reach your goal. And I'm not judging here, I'm just saying the type of energy that I feel coming out of here. Maybe it's something that is worthwhile doing so, okay? So don't worry about how this may seem at first when I say this, because we will get a bit deeper and get more clarification and understanding on why this is the case. But what I feel the most here is that definitely your judgment has been clouded because of it. You're operating on very low energy at the moment. I feel you are in a way threatened, whether it's your existential threat or maybe your life has been threatened in some way, or maybe somebody is threatening your business to take away your reputation, and now you have to fight. You have to fight with everything you've got in order to defend yourself. So I don't think this is the energy of somebody who is ill-intended. I feel like there's a real threat coming your way and you need to defend yourself, and you have got into this beast mode, into this warrior mode where your needs are quite simple. Survive. That's the only need that you need to do, that you need to fulfill. So you only need to survive. And because you are doing so, I feel like you are not seeing the greater picture. It's like you are laser focused on just getting it through the day, that you have forgotten that even this hardship you're going through has a higher meaning, has a bigger role to play in your life than just having you go through this hardship. And I feel like this reading today needs to remind you of that, needs to remind you that you have closed off your crown chakra, you have closed your connection to the divine, which would tell you that this is not without meaning. Something is going to happen because of you going through this situation, something meaningful, something life-changing. There is a purpose to this hardship you are going through, and I feel like you have forgotten it, Pile 2, and this reading is here to remind you of it. Let's clarify this. What is the answer to Pile 2's question? What is the answer to Pile 2's question? We have addict. This is the same card that pile 1 got. If you have been drawn to pile 1, maybe this is your sign to take a look at that pile as well. If not, just leave it be. So we have light attribute. Helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Shadow attributes. Compromises integrity and honesty. Allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Yeah, and they're even facing in the same direction. Even there's the hand. Like he's pushing away water, I would say. And you are pointing with the hand. It's very interesting that your body language is actually quite similar. And we have 2 that want to come out. I wasn't planning this, but we will take it. We have child, orphan, light attributes, independence based on learning to go it alone. Conquering fear of surviving. Again, yes, the fear of surviving. Shadow attributes. Feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation. Seeking inappropriate surrogate families. And we have trickster. Light attribute. Transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Shadow attribute. Manipulating others through duplicity. Okay, let's find a place for this card. I'm going to put those 2 together because they came out together. Yeah. So, I feel like I said, this hardship is not here just because, you know? It has a purpose. And it's to make you learn to be your own boss, your own person, how to stand on your own 2 feet, because this, whatever is happening, is making you learn to be independent, to know how much you are capable of doing and achieving on your own, and that with everything you know and have and are capable of, you're perfectly eligible to be the one that survives, the one that makes it, the one that progresses forward. And no matter who turns their back on you or leaves you behind, it doesn't matter. Because you have what it takes to be your own person, to stand on your own feet. And this is what you are going to get from this situation. Maybe people have betrayed you in some way. Maybe they turned their backs. Maybe they declined to help you. Maybe they declined funding that you needed. And now you have to find a way to make it on your own. And this is a blessing in disguise because you will understand how capable you are. And I feel like you will find your own way. You will stand out in some way, out of this predictable behavior, out of this like conventional ways of thinking or acting, how this applies to your situation. There is something that has been like normal, let's say normal or predictable or conventional in the way that you were doing things. And now you're forced to step out of that framework, and you will become somebody who knows how to play the game, but also who is different, who knows how to transcend that. And this is why you will be so unique, and this is why this situation is here for you. You need to learn to transcend this framework you're currently in. And unfortunately, we see here that it's hard for you because now in a way you have to compromise the things that you said you never would. And you are really steeping down low into the lower energies because you feel you are compelled to, you have to go there in order to survive. And it is fine, pal, too. Okay, I'm here to tell you that it's fine. Sometimes in life, we don't know how to do things in a better way, and we do what we know best. And sometimes those choices are not the best in the long run, but they are definitely a learning lessons. And if we take them as such, we're going to feel better. That's one thing. And the second thing is we're going to learn from our mistakes. So if we ever get in this type of situation again, we will know how to handle it. Okay? So not every bad situation is really bad in the long run. And I feel like for a lot of you, you need to understand that this fight mode you're in at the moment is taking away your spirit. It's taking away your morality, your integrity. And it's fine if you don't know how to do better, as long as you learn something from this experience. Okay? Let's clarify this. We have the Five of Cups. The Page of Wands. The Six of Swords. The Chariot. And we'll take one more. The King of Cups. Okay, so definitely there was a betrayal here. Now I'm getting it more clearly. Somebody has done something to you which set you into this fight mode. And I feel like you did not expect this. You did not expect this person or this group of people to do this to you. And you felt like you were left out in the cold. You were the one that was left unequipped to handle the situation. But I feel like you are doing your best to get out of the hardship. I feel like you will move forward quite fast. And whatever happens with your situation, in the end, you will learn a lot of lessons here, especially emotional lessons, how to cope with what has happened here. And I feel like it's going to set you up to be a more emotionally stable person in the future because of this. And like I said, don't worry if you make some mistakes here. As long as you learn from them, they are not mistakes anymore. They are lessons how to do better. It's all about the mindset. You need to reframe your conclusions, what you think about things, so that they serve your highest good. Okay? You need to start doing that. I feel it's going to help you here. And let's pull some advice. I'm not even saying that you should connect to your crown chakra, because I feel like at the moment it's not possible. It's just not possible. You're way into your survival mode for you to be able to do something like that. So I acknowledge it. I see you. I feel you. And I say, okay, keep fighting. There will be a time where you will count like what was the damage done and how to redeem the damage and redeem what has been done. We have black tourmaline, protect your energy. Again, the black, the lower end of the energy scale. You need protection. You are in danger somehow. That's definitely true here. And you need to find a way to protect yourself. If it means for you to cut yourself off from the higher energies, if that helps you survive, it's fine. Okay? Do not worry about it. Do what you must to survive. Okay, we have one that has flipped over. We have blue lace agate. Find your calm. Yeah. Regardless of the survival mode you're in, you can still have a calm mind. You can still have a focused and determined mind in order to choose what you will do next. And I feel like that is necessary. We have a lot of cards that actually flipped over, but I'm not going to take them. I will stay with those two. So protect yourself and do not make any rash decisions. Be determined, be focused, but do not haste. I feel like these are your advice for today, and I hope that things will improve soon, pal, too. And if this reading helped you in any way, you can always leave me a comment or give it a thumbs up. It does mean a lot to me. And I hope, guys, that I see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, Pal 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the citrine stone, and what I'm getting right off the bat is that you have something that you can cash in. Something that can make you a lot of money, a lot of financial abundance, but you are reluctant to do so for whatever reason. We will see when we get into the reading how this resonates. but I feel like you are sitting on a gold mine and you do not even recognize it. Okay, now let's get into your card, which is the number 14, which can give us an insight into the answer to your question. So I feel like there's a lot of longing for somebody or something. And I feel like you, Pile 3, express yourself through art, either writing, singing, playing an instrument, maybe acting, sculpting, doing something with your hands, or maybe just being creative in other ways. I mean, you can be very intellectual and then be creative with the intellect you have. Like, there's all sorts of things that one can do in a creative way, but what I feel here is there's a lot of longing. And because of this longing, there's a lot of inspiration for you to create. And I feel like you have been creating, Pile 3, but you haven't been seeing the opportunity that has been presented to you through this creative process. Again, I feel like this citrine is trying to tell you, I know this might sound stupid and some of you might think it's not even nice to say, but I feel like you should milk your own sorrow and misery. I feel like all the pain you've been through, the least that you deserve is to make money and make some status or a name of yourself from it. Turn your pain into your success. It might sound harsh or might sound like heartless, but it's really not. When you get to a point where your pain becomes the thing that can give you success, then you have gave that pain some meaning. If it weren't for the pain, you wouldn't be able to create such beautiful things. And the least compensation that you can get is for your art, for your creation, to give back to you for all of the pain you've been going through. I hope this makes sense, Pal 3. I know it might sound crazy when I say it, but that's actually the thing that I feel pain was created for, to make us feel certain emotions, for us to be able to create something beautiful, and then for us to reap the rewards of it in order to find that balance. So we would look back at those situations and said, if it weren't for those things, I would not be here today where I'm today. Okay, so I know it takes a higher level of understanding the world and what's going on in order to have this mindset. I know it's not easy for everybody, but I feel that you are ready, Pal 3, to get to that point, to actually witness the meaning of the pain in your life and how it can benefit you to improve your life and your career. Let's pull some more. What is the answer to Pile 3's question? I cannot believe this is the third time I'm picking this card from the deck. Every pile got it, and you have as well. I guess this is like the connecting energy for all the piles today. So we have addict. Light attribute helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. And shadow attributes compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Okay, and we'll pull one more. I really do shuffle the cards, and it's quite interesting when a card keeps popping out. Yes, visionary, this is what I'm talking about. Light attributes, capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Shadow attributes, selling insight to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. So, a lot of you here, especially if you're an artsy type, because you have this beautiful creative energy, because you have all of this flow, unfortunately, the dark side of that is having to be very susceptible to destructive patterns, destructive energies, such as addiction. So if you have an addiction of any kind, it is trying to tell you that you need to understand where does that addiction come from. What did led you to that? What led you down that path? And what you are trying to substitute that addiction? What are you trying to run away from? So you're running away into the direction of addiction. What is so painful that you have to numb yourself to be able to live your life? So that might be the first question. If it's not an addiction in terms of substances, it can be any other type of addiction. Maybe you have a social media addiction. Maybe you eat too much. Maybe you have to get validation for certain people. Addiction can have many different forms, and we need to recognize what are we addicted to having or getting. Because that is something, if we don't know how to invoke within us, we're always going to be addicted to getting it from some external source. And I do feel that for a lot of you here, you need to face your pain. Stop running away from it. You need to face it, because the pain has your biggest blessing here. Your success on the other side. If you embrace that pain entirely and just express it, because you don't have to know where that will lead you. You just have to be willing to express what you've been going through. Authentically, sincerely, unapologetically. And trust me, people recognize that. People connect to those deepest emotions that get expressed. And I feel like you, because you will try to express your pain, because you will have to look at it, you will have to express it. That will be your purpose, to make yourself feel better, without having to think of whether somebody will like it, somebody will give you credit for it. None of that. You will only want to express it because you would want to heal yourself. And because you will do that without any agenda, I feel like you will set yourself up for success. Because you didn't want to appeal to anybody, you didn't want to have anybody like what you do, that will be the exact reason why they will like you. So, like those wise words say, the only way is through. So you have to go through your pain and express it. Let's clarify this a bit. Pile 3. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Yes, you have to reassess. Reassess your situation. You have to see where you are, where you're stuck, because you are stuck. My pile 3, you are stuck. You can be at such a better place in your life if you were only ready to face your emotions, your pain. We have the King of Wands. We have the Hanged Man. And the Empress. That's perfect for you, pile 3, because like I said, the beautiful feminine creative energy can be productive or it can be destructive. And I feel like you need to go back, or maybe for the first time, get into this productive feminine energy that gives so much abundance, so much results, so much nourishment and flourishment to everyone around her. But in order to do that, you need to start reassessing where you are, what needs to be done, and then take it as your one and only goal, the only thing that you are going to do. And you will take a total 360 turn, trust me. Everything will switch up around. You will get back to the same place you were before, but you will see things differently. You'll have a whole new perspective on what has happened to you, on your pain, on your suffering, and what it meant for you, and what it can do to you and for you. And this is where your abundance comes. When you truly express your pain and suffering, and gain a new perspective on it, you will see how this is important for your life's success. I hope I'm making sense, Pile 3. I know it makes sense to me. I've been through this type of process, and I've seen many people go through it as well. But I just hope that I'm clear enough to reach that part of you that needs to understand this. If not, you can put a comment down in the comment section, and I will try to answer as good as I can, the best that I can. Let's pull some advice for you, Pile 3. Aquamarine, go with the flow. So there's a flow of healing that wants to enter your life. Because you're here today, I know that a part of you is ready to be healed. And follow that part of yourself that seeks this health, this vitality that has been avoiding you for so long. And see one more. Golden Healer Quartz, open the door. Exactly. Again, healing energy. Open the door for yourself to enter in something new, a new life, a new version of yourself, a version of yourself that is healthier, that is balanced, that is more, how would I put this, stable emotionally. And I feel like a healing process has begun for you, Pile 3, but you have to really take charge of it in order for this to happen for you. My dear Pile 3, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up or leave it a comment. It does mean a lot to me and my channel. It helps me grow it, and I do hope that this reading helped you, and I hope that I see you in the next reading. Bye, guys.